Good evening, folks. I'm going to get started here in just a second. Okay, folks, tonight I'm going to do I actually did an interview earlier today while I was parked in my car waiting for my sister to get out of the doctor's office. So you'll have to excuse the audio. It was done on a voice recorder and not using the speakerphone in my car. So it's not going to be perfect. But with that, I'll go ahead and start it.
Right around Carter Lake, Iowa, and I live around the lake here. And 25 years ago, I had just an experience that kind of changed my life. And it's bugged me. I almost became an alcoholic over it. And
Really?
Yeah. I mean, right now, right when I'm talking about it, it kind of gets your heart racing and stuff like that.
Well, I don't know if you, I don't know if you, how much of my show you listen to. The reason I got into this is because I saw one from 5 feet away looking at me, and I know where you're coming.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, my kind of experience, it kind of, and I don't know what people think of it. I know I said something to my mom and dad at the time, and they kind of laughed at me. You know what I mean? Say kind of, get a what? Come on,
Yeah, I was laughed at. I was laughed at too.
Really? So it's well, you almost think you're crazy. You're going crazy.
Yeah.
I mean.
Well, I actually didn't. I didn't think I was going crazy. I knew I saw. I just didn't know how to explain it. If you listen to my episode, it looked like a really strange looking black dude. I knew I was in the mountains of Virginia. There are no black people, so I knew it wasn't going to come across well, But I grew up in Boston, and I had friends who were black and everything, so I knew what I saw. I knew I didn't see a person, but it resembled a black person because color of the skin, but it was a very strange looking black guy. He looked deformed or something to me. So I mean, I didn't feel like I was going crazy because I knew what I saw, but I knew that nobody was going to believe me.
Yeah, I understand 100% on that. I don't know if you want to hear my little bit of what I got to say. I'd like to get it off my chest. It's been about 25 years ago, and it's bothered me ever since, and it just started boiling up. You know what I mean? And because I wanted to get rid of it, I just kind of like got it out of my mind. You know?
Yeah. No, you can
know,
go ahead. I'm recording this right now, and I'll go ahead and use this.
Thank you.
Because I've had some equipment issues. I have an issue live, but get it set up. But I wanted to go ahead and get your interview recorded at least. If I can get my issue straightened out, I'd rather have you live. If in the meantime, we'll go ahead and get it recorded.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, just to get it off my chest, and I think it would really help me out. And I sure appreciate your call back. I mean, if you want me to start out and how this happened, and we're me and my buddy of mine.
Before you start, why don't you tell me, like, start with before it happened. What was where were you with Bigfoot topic? About it, or
yeah. Well, I seen the Patty film and stuff like that back when that was going on and stuff like that. But I never thought they were like in the Midwest. I never, you don't see things like that every day. And I just didn't think. I thought it was like more or less up in Oregon and all that. Up in the mountains stuff, and we're just like in the valleys here, kind of, the plains and stuff, and I really, I would never. Well, I want to say something. There was a lot of stuff that went on that that basically you don't put two and two together, and you actually have the sighting or something like that. It's almost like you just don't put two and two together. You're not thinking that's that. And it just it blew my mind. It blew my mind, and I knew I couldn't tell nobody about it. It's like people are gonna think I'm nuts. They're gonna think I'm crazy and stuff. And so I kind of suppressed it, and I think that was kind of the worst thing I could have ever done. Back then, you was nuts if you said anything about what you saw or what you encountered or anything like that. It was just like what they call it, unspoken thing. I know there's other people probably seen something, but they wouldn't say nothing either because only a certain percent of people, I believe, see this thing, or and it's just it's incredible. I mean, just incredible.
Where were you when this happened?
I was on me and a friend and my dad was on the shores of Carter Lake fishing, and this is what's weird about it, because it almost like all of a sudden my dad goes up and he's relieving himself on we got big cottonwood trees, and they're about 60, 70 foot tall, and he's relieving himself. He's up around the cottonwood tree, and all of a sudden behind me this light, right, and Epley Airfield's right there, so you think a plane or something like that. And I was like, I gotta see this, so I turn around and my buddy's already looking at it. This light comes down and it's bright. I mean, just lit up the sky. And next thing you know, I was like, I gotta see this. So I turn around, and it shot down off these cottonwood trees. And I mean, just shot right out into Nebraska. I mean, at a kind of an angle up. And we're like, whoa, did you see that like that? My dad's like, what? I said, man, you see the light? My buddy's already seen it, he's yelling and screaming about it too. My dad's like, I didn't see nothing, and he didn't see nothing. And I was like, whoa, so we're talking about it, and I'm getting interested in it, and so the night we fished the rest of the night. And next morning, I have a friend that was out in a boat,
And he stays out all night and fishes, and he'll come in the morning. And I was fishing there. It was like a Friday. It was a Saturday, I believe. It was Friday night when we were fishing. I'm back down there fishing. I'm sitting there, and he comes up on his boat, and I look at him. I was like, "Hey, did you see anything last night?" And he goes, "Oh, you mean that light, that big light that flew across the sky?" And I was like, "Saw that, huh?" He goes, "Yeah, I saw that." And I went, "Wow!" So now I'm intrigued. He saw it. My other buddy saw it. My dad didn't see it. So I was like, I didn't put two and two together. I just like, so a couple of nights later, it was a Monday night. So I'm intrigued, So I'm going down there. I'm fishing. Just get my pole. I just get my poles out, and here he comes in, and usually he stays out really late. And here he comes, man. He comes in, and he's grabbing his stuff, and real quick, and he looked rattled to me, and nobody rattles this guy. This guy's a big guy, and I've never seen a guy rattled in his life. And I go, "Hey, what's going on, man?" He goes, "I don't know. The willies are swimming around my boat." And I was like, "Oh, the willies." What? The willies? I'm thinking willies, I don't know if they're giving the willies or what. So, and he grabbed his stuff, and he just left. So I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking, wow, man, he really saw something out there. I don't know, I'm sitting there and not thinking nothing of it, and I'm watching my poles and stuff, and it was about 15 minutes later after that. I was just watching my poles. It was quiet down there. Really quiet. Really quiet. And that was what's kind of weird about it. It's almost like you're in, like, I don't know, man. Usually there's crickets, frogs. You hear dogs barking. Usually there's some kind of action going on down there. Ducks, anything, but I didn't hear nothing. And next thing you know, I hear this scream on the other side of the lake. Loud. It was scream. That's what got my attention to it. And I was looking across the lake, and I see, looked like a black guy walking across the lake. And he didn't have no clothes or nothing on. It didn't look like it. I didn't see no colors or no white shirts or, you know what I mean. You
Right.
kind of see clothes, and they got street lights on the other side, and the street lights are kind of coming across the lake, and so it comes up and it gets behind these trees, and I'm watching it, and I'm not looking for size or gauging size. I'm just thinking that some black guy running, screaming from something. I don't know, So and now that I put them two together, I remember a car was coming the lake shore, and it's like a windy little trail in there. It takes you out around, and then it brings you back in towards the lake. So he came out. I was watching because I was watching them trees. I was like, I got him in sight, right? And I'm like, okay, what's this guy doing? Now he's hiding from something or what? I don't know. So I'm watching, and he comes back out, slides down the bank, and I'm like, oh shit, man, he's on the bank. He's in the water now. So I'm thinking in my mind that. So the car went by and stuff, and he was down hiding. I thought he was hiding from the car or something. And then he reaches up. No. He screamed again after the car went by. He screamed. He screams loud. Really loud. Almost shook me up. I'm like, geez, man. Wow, he's running from something. I'm keeping my eye on him. And I could see him in the street lights stuff. And next thing you know, he reaches up on the shore. See him get up on the shore, reaches up, grabs something. I don't know what it was, like a fish or a dog, or I don't know what it was. And he jumps out into the lake. And I'm like, man, this guy's swimming now. I'm watching him, and there's street lights that go across the lake, and street lights are like about 200 feet apart, maybe 160 to 200 feet apart. and that's where the lights are pretty much on the lake. Then he starts to swim, and he's holding on to something. You can see, but he's swimming with one arm. And I'm watching him, and he swam 3 of them lights, so it's, 200, 600 feet. So he swam, and then he started going out in deeper water. He started coming. It looked like he wanted to come across the lake. And then I was like watching him. I'm like, and then it stopped, and I think that's when it smelled me. I swear, it stopped, and it was treading water, and I'm watching it, and all I'm seeing is like a head now, kind of a good-sized head. I think it's a black guy, that's out there treading water. Well, all of a sudden I hear something. I think it was him, but it wasn't. I know it now. It was further down the bank, down towards Epley. There's like a little bend around there with some tree line. It's all trees up in there. And I could hear something like chattering. It chattered once. It went like, I can tell you exactly what it sounded like. It was like like that, and then it went whoop, like that, and I went, whoa, like that. Then it kind of moved about 12 feet further that way, and then it stopped again. And then I heard that again, and I think that's what something else was on the bank calling it. And all of a sudden it started beelining towards that where it goes up around the little bend there in the tree. And then then it disappeared, and that's all I saw. And I'm sitting down there, and I'm rattled out now. I'm like, whoa, what did I just see? Something screamed at across the lake, and then something was yipping over on the other side. I'm like, whoa. Then so I grab my shit, I get my stuff out of there, man. I'm like, so I put my stuff in the truck, and I go in, and I talk to my mom and dad's in there, and I was like, hey, you got something crazy out there. You got some kind of monster out there. That's what I gathered after that. After seeing what I saw, there's no way nobody could swim that distance and that fast with one arm. No way. I mean, that's a long ways across the lake, and you know what I mean? I thought the guy was going to drown, to tell you the truth. I was like, man, this guy's going to drown. And then, and I said, you got a monster across the lake. And my mom's like, oh, Kevin, and I go, hey, lock your doors. I told him, lock your doors, man. I said, I just saw something scream at me like that. And my mom's like, my dad's like, kind of laughed a little bit. And my mom's like, oh, shake it off. It was probably, it could have been anything, Kevin, she said. And I said, no. So I got my stuff and I got out of there, right? So I go home, and this is how I think it smelled me, because I get home and I'm like maybe 2-3 blocks off of the lake, and everything's normal. Everything's normal that night. I let my dog out. I had German short hair. I took this dog off the mother's tit. This dog, nobody's going to come up and take this dog. Nobody's going to mess with this dog. This dog's going to bark. I'm going to hear this dog. And next morning, I mean, everything was normal that night that I knew of. Next morning, my dog's gone. And so I'm like, and I get up, and I'm starting to hit the freaking walls. I think I'm having a stroke. I even went to the doctors over it. I just thought I was having a stroke. I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I think it was that thing's yell at me or something. I don't know. I've been hearing about ultrasound, or not ultrasound, but
infrasound.
Some kind of infrasound. Yeah, some kind of. And I was sicker than a dog, man. So I took probably about maybe a week off of work, man, just to get my stuff together. My dog never did come up. I put fires out for my dog, and it was gone. I mean, seriously gone. So,
was he on a chain, or was he just running around loose?
No, he was in a fenced-in area. He had a dog house out there and everything. The dog's never jumped the fence. I've never had no problems with him. Even, I mean, I raised this dog from a baby.
Right.
I mean, this dog wouldn't go nowhere, and he was an inside dog too. You know, he'd go inside and outside.
How tall
But
was the
usually,
fence?
I would have. Pardon?
How tall was the fence?
The fence was, I would say, probably, you know, a 4 foot, just a normal standard chain link fence.
Okay.
Normal about 4 foot standard. I mean, and the yard was only like maybe 50 by 50 foot, so a real small yard. And but I noticed there's, you know, I didn't put 2 and 2 together at the time. Right? There was all kinds of, there's trees out in back of this place where I was at. I mean, pine trees, real thick pine trees. And anything could have went up to there, man, and from the back side of my house, and I would have never known. And I just started putting 2 and 2 together, because we down here back when I was probably about, I don't know, that was 30 years ago, 35 years ago. Maybe, no, I was about 13 at the time. I'm 50 now. And I was about 13. We had dogs coming up missing around here, and they were just disappearing off of the collars. I mean, they were like, oh, we got a bobcat coming in, ripping them off the collar. The collars weren't even undone. And these are dogs you just don't walk up to. You know, back then they had them chained up, and you go in somebody's backyard, this thing's going to bite you. And they're just gone. And and real quick, I just want to, I tell people, you know, hey, something's ripping these dogs out. I'm 13 years old at the time. I'm telling them, hey, something's going on here. There's no way these dogs are coming out missing. And then I, you know, being a kid and stuff, I'd find dogs, their heads off and their limbs gone, and just the guts and the center of the dog, you know, the ribs. And more than one time, and I won't get into it because there was more than one time. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And, you know, I thought a propeller hit them or something. You know, being a kid, not, you know. But we had woods areas down here back in that time period. Now it's like a golf course and stuff like that. But and I think, but I spent a lot of time down here, man, and all my life, and I never saw anything, never seen any kind of structures or any kind of breaks or footprints or nothing. I mean, and I went out in the woods a lot, but being a kid, and it scares me to death that I did that back. I used to sleep on picnic tables fishing all night down on our land.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd wake up in the morning and I'd have dew around me, and you could see my figure where I was laying. I mean, I was just outdoors kid, you know. But and I tell you what, and that's about the gist of it. I mean, I really never seen anything besides that night.
So when you first saw it, how far away was it?
Well, our lake, right there at our part of the lake, I would say, it's not even a quarter. What's a quarter mile? I mean, it's across there. But I watch people now that walk over there, and then where the tree lines was, where he was, and I'd look at them, and this thing right here was probably 3 foot taller, because it was down, and these guys were up on the road, and this thing was like 3 foot taller, you know, was right maybe to their chest. They're up on the road. So whatever it was big. And it was a ways away, you know what I mean, across the lake, so I'd have to measure it, you know. I really couldn't give you a precise answer on that.
But it seemed to be a substantial sized thing, right?
Yeah.
Even
guaranteed it. Well, at first it was kind of far away, so you're not really actually gauging size. You know what I mean? Because it's across the lake. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
Once I started looking at other people across the lake and looking where it was, oh yeah, it was tall. It I guarantee it had to have been 8 foot tall. I mean, but it wasn't wide. It looked like just a black guy, like a tall black guy.
Yeah.
And that's what I thought it was, man.
And what did the scream sound like? Was it? I'm sure you've heard some of the Bigfoot vocalizations. Did it howl, or was it literally like blood curdling?
Blood curdling scream. If I was to say anything that I've ever heard, anything close to that, I would put it like a lion and Godzilla together, but just completely out of the norm of loudness. I mean, it felt like it went right through you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It shook, almost like shook the tree, the leaves on the trees. I mean, it was just intense. It was really intense.
And as far away as it was, I mean, if you think about it, that was a person over there screaming. Do you think you would have heard it as well?
No, absolutely not. But it was so quiet. It was so quiet that you know what I mean? It was so quiet that, and there's a tree over there. That I don't know if it pushed on it or what, because the tree would be substantially smaller now, but where it came out from, there's a tree like sideways now. I mean, you can see the tree, and that sucker's like something pushed it, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it was considerably smaller at the time, 25 years ago. But you know, it didn't push it all the way over. But I didn't see nothing move, man, because I really wasn't paying attention until I saw it scream. But I seen the tree that it came out or was by, or where I first seen him, or it. I seen. That's where he came from. But now, and I was looking over there because now I'm doing like a little bit of investigation type thing. You know what I mean? Kind of. Yeah. You know, judging the size of people over there, you know, the street lights, how far, you know, they're apart, and how far he walked from that tree to the other trees. And I watched him walk right down the bank. I just watched him walk. He didn't run. He didn't fall. He just walked.
So you were looking at him when he screamed?
I noticed he screamed the first time. He was further down the lake. That's when I first seen him. And then he walked up, I would say maybe 300 yards up into another pack of trees. And then I was waiting for him to walk out through. I thought he was walking down the lake. I thought he was running from something, you know what I mean? Screaming at somebody or scared, you know? And then when he got up into them other trees, and once that other car came by, well, he slid down the bank, almost like he was hiding from the car, you know? And he slid down the bank, and then that's when he screamed again. And I could see it was him screaming. The first time, that's what got my attention. I mean, it wasn't it wasn't a long scream, you know? It was just like intense, fast, and furious.
So when you were looking at him, you were looking right at him when he screamed. Did it look like, you know, like if a person is going to scream and they're going to scream extremely loudly, see them like puff their chest up and, you know, like they're preparing to let this big scream out. Did it look like he did that, or did it look like it?
I think I didn't see him puff up or anything like that. I could see him on the bank, and I think he just, I don't know. I think he had something in his hand. I don't know if it was, like I said, I don't know if it was a fish or a dog. I'm guessing it was a dog, because they must eat dogs on it, because they don't eat humans. Because I've never seen anybody, you know, nobody just comes up missing around here, you know what I mean, out of the unexplained missing.
Yeah.
You know, that I know about. And yeah, I think it was either a fish or a dog, because when my buddy said he seen him, it swam around his boat, so it was out in the water. So, you know, I don't know if it was a carp or something, or a dog, or what. But yeah, when it screamed, I saw that it was it screaming.
So did it
I
look
watched
like,
him, you know what I mean?
what I'm trying to get at is, did it look like it was effortless for it to make that noise, or did it look like it took a lot of effort, like for a human to
I didn't see him puff, like I said, I didn't see him puff up or like it took any effort. It was almost like, now that I gathered everything, I think it was screaming to that other one on that further down the bank. Maybe it was hunting, and the other one screamed at it, and then it started swimming that way. Then it was, and then that's when I heard that other thing on the bank. I didn't see nothing else. It was further down the bank in some trees.
Right.
But that's when I heard that, like, tick, 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 tick. It was almost like a chatter type something. I mean,
well, whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
whatever it grabbed, where did it? Was it something that got out of the water or off of the bank? So I wasn't quite clear where that came
from. Yeah, I don't know if he I don't know, because when he went up behind the tree line, I think he might have dropped it up there, jumped down into the bank to hide. That's what I was guessing. That's what I was thinking. That, you know what I mean? Because it had something in its hand, and I saw it was dragging something through the water. It was swimming with one arm.
So you didn't actually see it,
you know,
get a hold of whatever it was. You just thought it had something.
No, it didn't look like he had to go after it. He just looked like he just reached up and grabbed it. Like he almost threw it on the ground. Maybe the car. I'm guessing that car scared it. You know what I mean? And he dropped it, and he got down into off the bank, and he was kind of crouched down a little bit. But when it slid down, it slid. You know what I mean? I seen it. It kind of slid down into the water. You know?
Yeah.
And then once the car went by, it's almost like it got up and reached up and grabbed whatever it had off of the bank, and then that's when it jumped out into the water.
How deep is the water there?
12 foot, and then as where he was going, where he started, it depends on how, 12 foot, like out to the middle, and then further, there's like channels down through there where it gets 15 foot and stuff like that, but it's only so wide, you know what I mean? The channels are so wide.
Right.
Usually we fish in them channels and stuff like that. But yeah, I know it wasn't. I seen it was moving to be able to stay afloat, so it wasn't hitting bottom. It was actually having to swim.
Right.
I could tell that it wasn't just standing there. It was moving, treading water when it stopped, and I think it smelled me, man. I swear.
Well, if the water is
'Cause,
12 feet deep, anything under it wasn't a 12 foot tall, he's gonna have to tread water. As long as it's not like 6 feet deep there, then I would expect it to be. As long as it was deep, that it was treading water.
Yeah. Well, and then as it goes to where it was going, the Epley Airfield's right there to the it'd be the east. It'd be, you got Council Bluffs over there, you got the bluffs and stuff, and you got the river, Missouri River is right here. And I think I don't know for sure. I don't know if it was that light or activated it, or you know what I mean, got it going. But like they say, they use the waterways, like highways and stuff like that.
Right.
Maybe I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and I wish I wouldn't have saw it, I swear.
So the light that you saw, how big did it seem? Was it just a small, like softball size, or was it something huge?
No, it was big. It was big and bright, and I mean it lit up right over Epley Airfield. So, I mean, I was thinking, when playing real quick, you know what I mean? Like, oh, what the hell's going on? You know? So I wanted to see it, so I turned around real quick, and that's when that thing. It was good. It was good size, but it was so bright. I mean, it's dark down there. It's dark. And it lit the whole place up. I couldn't believe my dad didn't see it, but he was back behind the tree.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's weird because you'd think he would see it, but he didn't see a darn thing.
So what you're saying is that it was so bright that you wouldn't. It blew out your ability to tell how big it was anyway. Correction.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, and it happened so quick. You know what I mean? It was almost like I turned around, looked, and it just shot, boom, just like right when I looked, and I'm seeing my buddy sitting there already looking at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and when it shot, it went right straight across them cottonwood trees. Them cottonwood trees are 60 to 70 feet tall, and it went right straight across the top of them. And then as it got to the end of the lake, you got Omaha. Omaha's there, East Omaha on the other side. And that's when it went out into Nebraska, it looked like it was elevating, like it was going upwards fast. I mean, just appeared fast. You know, and I don't know if that like got it going or what, but like I said, you got the bluffs here, you got Indian reservations, we got Fontenelle Forest, and that's right on the river system. Then them bluffs, they could just run right through them bluffs, and you'd never know they're there. And they got wildlife refuges up north, DeSoto Bend Refuge, and you got they get the Indian reservations. That's all just nothing but bluffs and trees, hardwood trees, and the Winnebago tribe is right around here. And yeah, I just know what I saw, and I wish I would have never saw it. I mean, and you know what? And what's your name again? I'm sorry, Rick.
Yeah. Rick.
Okay, I thought that's what you said. Yeah. This is really, really helping me out. I swear, I sure appreciate your time.
Sure. Yeah, well, it was good to have you on the show there, Kevin. Like I said, I'm recording this. If I can get my equipment working right, have you on live. But if not, I'll go ahead and just do the recording.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if I could help somebody out, you know what I mean, so they don't get ridiculed and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I didn't want to get out there and say anything, and I didn't for 25 years. I didn't. I held it in, and I didn't drink. I started drinking after that. I'm divorced now over it. I just couldn't get my bearings back in to I had a brand new baby at the time too, and it was scaring me. I loaded my shotgun up with slugs, and I had 5 slugs, man. And when he took my dog, I thought it might come back, try to get me or my baby or my wife. I didn't even tell my wife,
Right.
But I loaded up my shotgun, and I had slugs in it, and I wasn't playing around. It come back and mess with me, I was going to shoot it. That's a guarantee. If it took me or not, I was going to lay some lead into me.
Well, something like that changes your view of the world. You think you have a good handle on what's real and what's not, and then it's supposed to be real, steps into life and completely changes. Throws everything out of balance, upside down.
Yes. Yes, it happened to me. I know that. And what's wild about it is sometimes you almost think they're still around, because you're always looking over your back. Some nights you'll be laying there in bed and you'll be going, did I just hear that? You'll hear little sounds or something, and you just go off. Just like, your heart starts racing and you can't settle down. Your adrenaline starts pumping.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
The hair stands up on the back of your neck.
I know what you mean. I got one that screams out here by where I live now, because of the one I saw looking in the window at me almost nightly. And I'm going to let my dog out or whatever. I go up to the sliding glass door, and there's only so far out that the light goes, and then just for a brief second, I think, well, there's one out there, and then then you get over, but it hits every single time.
Yeah, I tell you what, it sure does. It's something, like you said, it's something that it's hard to get over, but I think it's good getting it off your chest, because it's something you don't want pent up inside you, because, I mean, it just destroy you.
Yeah.
From the inside out.
Well,
nobody can see what's in your mind and in your body, but it does. It destroys you from inside out.
Well, if you're gonna do,
if
you're gonna do investigations and so forth, make sure that you're careful about it. Like I was gonna do some investigations before I got hit with this MS. I was gonna get a 4570 out there with.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't think all of them kill and eat, but I believe that. No, we don't know what the percentage is. And if I run into one, I want to be able to do something.
Yeah. Hey, if he's going to get you, you're going to get some of him too,
Yeah.
And that's see, I really don't, because we don't have a bunch of really woods around here in Carter Lake, so to speak. They make golf courses down here. We got a little bit of patch of, like they call it the Boys Club, where it's woods and stuff like that, but it's not very big, I think if they do come through here, it's fast. They don't stick around, you know what I mean? But they, like I said, they have the bluffs over there.
Didn't you say
they get into them bluffs? I mean, they could go for miles.
Didn't you say the Missouri River or something was right there?
Yes.
Well,
it runs right.
They follow rivers, so even if there's nothing to keep them interested, where like they would stay in that area, they would still travel through there probably.
Right. Yeah.
And of course, it's just like when we travel the interstate, you got to stop and get something to eat. So if they're coming through there following the Missouri River and they get hungry, they'll veer off and go find something to eat. That could be a dog or kid or mom or anything,
Right. And they're fast enough to do. I mean, when the way this thing swam, I swear, man, there's nobody swim like that. And when you're trying to process it at the time it's happening, I mean, it's beyond. You look at yourself and you're thinking, am I crazy? I mean, am I crazy?
Yeah.
And then you're not really. I wasn't really scared, you know what I mean? I was more interested, kind of like just watching, you know what I mean? I got more scared when he took my dog, came and got my dog, and that's what spooked me the most, because I know there's no way this dog was coming up missing. I mean,
right.
Like I said, I took this dog right from the mother, and this dog was trained, and it was, German Shorthair, they're fast dogs. You just ain't gonna. It would bark. I mean, it would go crazy if somebody come in there and tried stealing this dog. And that's the only thing. The reason why it would come up missing, somebody steal it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I didn't hear a peep out of that dog, and it bugs me to this day that I forgot to let him in, or I just went and I just laid down and fell asleep, or maybe I don't know. Maybe something made me not think of the dog, or because I bring him in every night, but I left him out in his doghouse. I don't know. To tell you the truth, all I know is I was sick the next morning after seeing this thing. I was really sick. I mean, I couldn't get my balance. My equilibrium was off. I was, like I said, I was hitting the walls, man. I thought I was having a stroke. My wife's like, "What's the matter with you, man? What's the matter?" I don't know. I'm going to the doctor's right now. I didn't go to work. I went straight to the hospital. I was like, they did it, MRIs on me. They did all this, and they came up with, we think you had a slight stroke.
Yeah.
A slight stroke. And I'm like, okay, a slight stroke. But then, and I want real quick, I want to, my mom and dad and my sister and my nephew and everybody was going on a pontoon boat ride. And they're like, come on, let's go, Kevin, hurry up. Like that, you know. And this is after this happened. And I went, this is maybe a day or two after it happened, maybe, I think. I mean, it all happened like in a couple of days. I swear to God, I stepped on that dock, and I went to get on that boat, and my legs just give out on me. I swear. They just start shaking, and I couldn't feel them. It's almost like my body didn't want to go out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, and it was evening time and stuff. It's almost like my body was telling me, no, you don't go there. And I didn't go on that pontoon boat ride. I said, no, I ain't feeling good, because I knew I was going through a little bit of stress or something. But yeah, it was almost like scared me to get on that boat. You know?
Yeah.
I just, you know, it's just unexplainable.
Yeah, well, well, if you run into,
appreciate you calling me.
If you run into anything else, give me a call back and let me know, and run across any whatever, all that stuff. I don't know how serious that's getting.
Right. Bill, I'm. Damn, I don't want to see it again. I really don't. I mean, it rattles me, man, pretty damn good.
I'm with you too, but I want to see it. I don't. Very strange. And for me, it's just because I saw it looking in the window at me. I didn't get to see the entire creature. Just want to put the body with the face and get the whole thing in perspective. Then I'll probably never want to see it.
Right.
But just the intelligence.
And then, like, if I listen, go ahead.
Intelligence I saw in its face. Because, when you're dealing with a dumb animal, even if it's a predatory dumb animal, like you have perspective about what to do, how to react. When you're dealing with something, it's kind of like dealing with a gang or an evil person. They can be sinister. They can, I don't know. It's just a whole different ball game.
Yeah. Well, a regular animal thinks to eat. You know what I mean? It just has to survive. These things, I think they really do. I think they're really intelligent.
Yeah, and they can do things out of spite and sinister, if that's their personality. Yeah. That's what scares me about them. The fact that they can think about things. That's what I find even more terrifying. All right, Kevin. Well,
right.
I'll let you go, man. Thanks for being on the show. And
I appreciate it.
Take care.
Hey, I'll keep your. If I see anything or anything happens to me, I'll give you a call back for sure. I sure appreciate your time, man.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Sure. Okay. You have a good night.
You